Hello, fifth graders, and welcome to writing. We are going to start writing personal narratives. You may be wondering, what is a personal narrative? Well, a personal narrative tells the true story of something that has happened to you. Personal narratives include a lot of description, action, and dialogue. Your goal is to make your reader feel the way you felt in that situation or moment. Each day we are going to be working on writing, you will be given a link to a Google slide. That is where your writing is going to take place, like in Google. So you will click that link. It will prompt you to make a copy. So you're going to make a copy of day one personal narrative. It should pop up. Here we go. And then you'll see the slide that you're going to be working on. Today we are working on this slide. Sometimes we'll fill it in together. Sometimes you'll need to fill it in on your own. Today is a together one. Or like it's like notes, so you're gonna be copying this. But we're gonna do the first one together so you can see how this works. On each slide, there's gonna be a space or spaces that tell you to add text here. You're gonna do that by clicking. A text box will pop up. You can highlight, oh my goodness, highlight what is here, and then you're gonna delete it. And then you can start typing your own information. If you want to change the font, that's perfectly fine. I like to type in Century Gothic sometimes, so I'm going to change my font to that. Do not spend a lot of time picking a font. Choose one that works for you and that is easy to read, and then you can get started. So I will do this first one so that you can see how this is. So a personal narrative is a retelling of an event or a moment in the in the life of the writer. Once you have that, you're going to go to the next one to add, and each one is a text box. So you'll have to do the same thing. You're going to either highlight it or you can put your cursor at the end and delete back. You will also need, if you're changing your text, you will need to change your text for each one. And again, remember, just pick a text and stick with it while you are working on it. So we are going to go back over to our seesaw and go to the next page. So here is the form filled out, so your notes for the day. You are going to copy these into your own copy of your day one personal narrative. I would recommend creating two windows and having them kind of small next to each other, and then you can type these notes in. And when you are done with that, you're going to do a screenshot and turn them in right here. But before that, let's look for clicked too far. We're going to look at just a moment here. I have highlighted some words you'll notice in each of these that are just important vocabulary when we're talking about personal narratives. So we went over the first one. It's also, when we write a personal narrative, it's best to write about small moments that happen that keep the story really focused. The next one is it's being told from a first person point of view. So that means your story will have words like I, me, my, mine. They also have a strong opening, or what I like to call a hook. And that is to grab the reader's attention. So maybe your story has something to do with a car honking its horn. Maybe you want to start with beep, beep, beep. That's going to draw in your reader to see what is going on with this car and the honking. And they're going to keep reading. Personal narratives are also written in sequential structure, with a sequential structure and a sequence where you have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And they use transition words like first, next, finally. Um, there is dialogue. So if the story is about you and your sister, something that happened, you are going to say what you said, what your sister said, what you said, what your sister said. It's going to show that interaction between you and the other people in the story. There's also a lot of descriptive language that will describe the characters, the setting, and the mood. Because remember, our main goal when we're writing narratives is to have your reader feel what you felt in that moment. So having them, it's like they're there with you. They're being in that moment. Um, and then they also have a strong conclusion, which just kind of ties everything up and ends it really nicely. We want to know what happens at the end of your story. So when you are done documenting, writing these notes into your own copy of day one, you, like I said before, are going to post a screenshot or photo of your work right here. If you have any questions about any of this, please check in with myself or Miss Skoy, and we can help you. In the meantime, keep calm and write the personal narrative. Have a great day.